Hello guys, welcome to Biotutorial. This is Mansi Joshi back again with another video on the process of protein synthesis. So for protein synthesis, there are three processes that has to be taken under consideration. That is the transcription process, translation and translocation process. So in this video, I will give a quick overview on these three processes. So guys, let's get started. So guys, this is the story of protein synthesis. So in this story, we have three sections involved. That is, the first section is of transcription, second is of translation, and the third and last section is of translocation. So we shall learn about these three sections in much detail in our next slides. So in our lower standards, we have seen that there is a cell, and this cell consists of cytoplasm inside, and inside this cytoplasm various organelles are present, and one of the head organelle is nucleus. This nucleus is the brain of the whole cell. It controls each and everything inside the cell. But what is this nucleus consist of that is controlling the whole cell? So this nucleus consists of DNA, which is also known as deoxyribonucleic acid. This double-stranded DNA has different base pairs present inside. So this base pairs will decide what type of hair color you will have, or what type of skin color you will have, and whether you will be tall or short. Each and every character will be decided by these base pairs. So this particular DNA will carry all the information about you, and hence it will also control the whole functioning of cell. Okay, but the thing is that since this DNA is a boss, let us consider that this DNA is boss. Okay, it doesn't leave its office, which is the nucleus. So DNA will never leave nucleus. So how will it perform its function? Who is going to help it? So it has three different assistants, namely mRNA, that is messenger RNA, second one is tRNA, that is transfer RNA, and then the last one comes ribosomal RNA, which is also known as rRNA. So these three RNAs are DNA's assistant. Okay, let us consider that. Now moving on to the further process, which is transcription. And on transcription I have done already a video, so you all can see that video where I have explained in more detail. Here I'll be revising it quickly. So we have this DNA strand, and we are just considering this much section of the DNA. So this section is known as structural gene. Okay, and this section is known as promoter site, and this one is terminator site. Okay, so now what happens is that this is the site where the RNA formation is going to start, and this is the site where the RNA formation stops. Okay, the RNA formation is completed here. So we have two strands, one is in red color and another one is in blue color, and we have this red color strand, on that we have nitrogenous bases here, and these nitrogenous bases are supposed to be copied on RNA. Same information has to be copied on RNA. Okay, so this strand we will consider as coding strand. It is known as, or it is termed as, coding strand. Why? Because we need information of this strand. Okay, so in order to copy the same information, we consider the blue strand, which is known as template strand. We will consider this strand, and we will take RNA strand and form the complementary bases of this blue strand. Okay, so when complementary bases are formed, we get A for T, we get U for A, G for C, A for T, and likewise it goes on. Okay, here we have U, since for RNA thymine, that is T, is replaced with uracil, that is U. And now when we observe, we get exactly same base pairs, or nitrogenous bases rather, as we have over here. Okay, we can tally it. Here we have A, on RNA also now we have A. Here we had T, but since it is RNA we have U. Here we have G, on RNA also we have G, and it goes on. Okay, so now after completion of this base pair, complementary base pairs are formed here, and after its completion, this RNA is now separated. Okay, so here this RNA is separated. Now after this mRNA is separated, what happens is that here suppose this is nucleus and here the mRNA was formed, okay, with the help of DNA. The information of DNA was copied inside the mRNA. Now mRNA is formed and it will try to leave the nucleus and it will enter inside the cytoplasm. So this orange portion is the cytoplasm and now mRNA has entered the cytoplasm. Now in cytoplasm, where will this mRNA go? So this mRNA will go near the ribosomes. So here we see that on the endoplasmic reticulum we have this yellow colored structures which are known as ribosomes. I have magnified this yellow colored structure here in this diagram. So this whole is the ribosome, and ribosome is one of the organelles of cell, and this organelle doesn't have any of the membrane. Okay, there is no outer membrane present in this ribosome, and it has large subunit and the small subunit. And now the mRNA which entered the cytoplasm has come towards the ribosome. Why towards the ribosome? Because ribosome is the site for protein synthesis. Okay, so the protein synthesis takes place inside the ribosome, and the information for the protein synthesis is with the mRNA. But still, the process of protein synthesis is incomplete without the tRNA. And now the process of translation starts when tRNA comes inside the picture. Okay, so we have learnt in our earlier class that tRNA has somewhat this kind of structure. Okay, it had 3 major loops, and here comes the 5' and 3' primes. On the 3' prime it had amino acid denoted by AA attached over here, and the lower arm was also known as anticodon arm. Anticodon arm. Why anticodon arm? Because it had here anticodon present. Okay, so we can say that this tRNA comes into the picture and the process of protein synthesis gets started. So here in this diagram we see that this is mRNA with its codon present on it. Okay, and now it has come near the ribosome. This green colored thing is ribosome. Let me name it first, and this is mRNA. Okay, now the ribosome is forming the base for protein synthesis. mRNA has its all information in the form of codons here. Codons are the set or the triple set of 3 nitrogenous bases. Okay, so here we have codons present, and now based on the codons present on mRNA, accordingly the appropriate tRNA will come along with its anticodons present here, and these anticodons are complementary to the codons present on mRNA. As we see here, for A on mRNA we have U on tRNA, for G on mRNA we have C, and for U we have A on tRNA. Okay, so they are complementary, and along with this anticodon they will have here the amino acids attached. Okay, so as soon as they come here, they leave their particular or appropriate amino acid here and leave the site of ribosome. Then later the next tRNA will come and again bring the amino acid over here, leave the amino acid, and it itself will leave the ribosomal site, and this keeps on going. So here these bead-like structures that we see are nothing but amino acids, and these amino acids will come and bond with each other, and this bonding is done with the help of ribosome. Okay, so the bonds here which are formed are known as peptide bonds. Okay, so the peptide bonds are formed. This all amino acids are forming the chain, and this chain, whole chain, is known as polypeptide chain. And when the polypeptide chain of amino acid is formed, we get protein. Okay, we get what? We get protein. So now the protein is formed. Okay, now in the next slide we will learn this nicely with the help of video. So here we have video. Okay, see the tRNAs are coming here, coding with the mRNA and leaving their amino acids, and as the amino acids are left, they form bonds between each other with the help of ribosome. So is this clear with this video? Now moving on to the process of translocation. Now if we observe in this video, we see that this mRNA strand is moving in this direction. Okay, but it is never like this, because the ribosome moves in the forward direction. Okay, the ribosome will move in the forward direction. Okay, and the ribosome shifts by 1 unit, and for ribosome 1 unit is equal to 1 codon. That is, the ribosome is shifting and covering the distance of one single codon, which also means 3 base pairs or 3 nitrogenous bases. Okay, it covers 1 codon as it shifts in the forward direction. Now, covering or condensing all these 3 processes in this slide, we learned about transcription, and transcription is the process of production of RNA from DNA. So in other words, I can say that the information which was present on the DNA is copied on the RNA, and that process of copying is known as transcription. Okay, and later comes the translation. It is the process of formation of protein from RNA. Now, since we have the information that DNA had copied on the RNA, we can translate this information in the form of amino acids. Okay, here the form of the information was in the nitrogenous bases, or we can say nucleotides, but now this format of information is changed into the amino acids, okay, with the help of tRNA. Now, this process of changing the format of information is known as translation. Okay, and later comes the last part, which is known as translocation. Now, it is the movement of what? Of ribosome in forward direction of mRNA by distance of 1 codon. Okay, so we should know that ribosome is moving, ribosome is changing its location from 1 codon to another, and not mRNA. Okay, so mRNA is not making any changes in its location, rather ribosome is changing its location, and that change in position is known as translocation. Understood? So guys, thanks for joining our today's class, and wait for our next video where I'll be teaching you all the evolution and different theories of evolution. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and share it with your friends and family. Until then, this is Mansi Joshi signing off.